It's World Cup time in Asia. All set to kick starts the first game. Sri Lanka will meet hosting nation Pakistan in the opening game. The match was held in Hyderabad in Sindh on October 8. This is the third clash between two nations in the World Cup, yet Sri Lanka not being able to win a single game against opponent side in World Cup arena. Niaz Stadium has a capacity around 15,000. It is a test venue since 1973. From one-day international point of view, the first ever one-day international hat-trick was taken in this ground, by the Pakistan medium pacer, Jalaluddin, back in 1982 against Australia. For this match Mr. Steve Woodward and Mr. VK Ramangsvamya will act as the umpires. Pakistan entering the game with upper hand. Match is playing in their backyard, so they have the benefit of the ground support. They have a strong batting lineup, leads by their vice-captain, Javed Miandad. Also, they armed with good, world-class bowling power, lead by Imran himself. Side is fully balanced with experienced campaigners like Mudassir, Qadir as well as young blood like Akram and Malik. On the other hand, Sri Lankan skipper Duleep lacking with experienced players. Apart from him only Roy having some experience, rest are quite young. But you cannot underestimate the skills of young Arjuna and Aravinda. They can fire up in any circumstances. Also newbies like Roshan and Asimka can be good assets. Their main man in last World Cup, Ashantha will not play but they have a good seam bowler like Rumesh and Ravi. So, the toss turns the favor to Pakistan and without any hesitation they elected to bat first.
The medal has been left out. That's the first ball of the World Cup. That's the first run of the match, first run of the World Cup. He runs in that, we'll wait for the umpire signal. It's on for 4. This is the second over being bowled. Beautifully turned, that's 4 runs. That's a fine shot.
It's very unfair to have that happen to a good length ball on the middle stump almost.
So 4. Leg bite. That's 4 runs. Fine shot from Ijaz. It's gone. Ijaz caught behind, trying to cut.
That was a pretty bad shot from Mansur Akhtar.
There's 5 on the on, and he's angling the ball in 2.
And that's a big hit. Could be 4 runs, and it is. That's a glorious shot by Ramiz.
Ramiz on 48. That's going to be his 50. Go through for the third.
A very nice inning from Ramiz Raja.
Good innings, Majid.
Very nice inning.
Pick outside 8.
Runs there for Javed. 4 runs in fact.
Mr. Villain and bowls to Miandad.
Full toss, and that could be his 50. Clipped away. Beautiful shot. 50 to Miandad. And Pakistan now past the 160 mark. End of John's over. And
They've driven 4 runs. 2 fast for Rumesh and Ravi. The ball was really travelling. This is gone. Caught. end of Ramiz's innings. A very fine catch.
Pakistan needs some quick runs from his bat. Led by, that's one more. And it's up in the air, but it'll be clear of all the fielders. Mahanama after it, and they go through for 2. That could be 4 runs, and it is. Beautiful cover drive. And that's vintage Miandad. Miandad facing Ratanaike. And that's a big hit. And he's dropped.
And quite flawless, barring that last catch. It's Rumesh Ratanaike now to Wasim Akram. Again, an appeal for run out, and that's out.
That's a very clever shot.
Very fine, very delicate.
Very clever shot.
Ramesh Ratanaike in to Miandad. Very good shot. Two runs, and that's Miandad 100. Tremendous cheering. No point. And certainly didn't intend it to go in that direction. And that's very well fielded by Rumesh Ratanaike. Let's roll him. Gone.
He was trying everything.
Yes.
To beat him for a long.
So that's the end of Javed Miandad. Let's roll him.
Went straight under his bat. Just the ball.
Completely. So the last ball coming up in the Pakistan innings, Rumesh Ratanaike, Salim Yusuf, and he gets off the mark. Dutifully gets a single, so 267. So that's it then. The Pakistan innings in 50 overs. Scoreboard 267.
Pakistan controlling the game from initial phase onwards. After putting 48 runs for the first wicket, they managed to carry the same momentum throughout the innings. They were able to score 267 in their 50 overs, which is a ground record. Miandad once again shows his supremacy and scored the first ever 100 in 1987 edition. This is his 5th one-day 100 ever and first ever century in World Cups. Before this his highest score 72, that too against Sri Lanka. For his 100, he faces 100 balls, with 6 fours. Also, he was able to cross 4,000 runs milestone in one-day internationals. He is the 3rd batsman who passes this target, and only West Indies one-day specialist, Viv Richards, and Haynes passed this before Miandad. Ramiz Raja scored his highest ever score of 76 in 115 deliveries, passing his previous score of 75 against New Zealand. Both Ravi and Rumesh took 2 wickets each.
Outside edge.
First run for Sri Lanka. They're 1 for no wicket. Mahanama on 1. So Upish and beautifully played. A little Upish, well clear of the fielder, and it's 4 runs. Beautifully played. Down to deep square leg. And it's 4 runs. Lovely shot.
Cut. going to be 4 runs. Good shot.
Who facing Imran.
It's to him, there's nothing for a catch and he's out. Beautiful delivery. That ball moving away and he gets his 99th wicket.
That's a good shot.
Beautiful.
4 runs.
Wonderful prospect for Pakistan.
It's a good shot. Short and it's hit away to deep mid-wicket.
Harper, of course, of the West Indies.
Rolled in. That was on the card.
Backward short leg in the first clip, all very close.
It's full toss. Must have slipped out of his hands.
Cut away down to the third man boundary. It's going to be 4 runs. It's quicker one, and it's going to be 4 runs. This time Salim Yusuf not being able perhaps to read that delivery. So these two have put on 35. It's a big hit, and it could be the first 6 of the match possibly. It's 4.
Tosif to Ranatunga. He's bowled in. And that's the breakthrough Pakistan needed. He's looking dangerous. He's getting on with it. Didn't read that at all. Throw and it's on. That's the 50. Well played.
Very good and solid inning by Mahanama. Mahanama 59 facing Mudassar. That's a big hit, and it's going to be perhaps the first 6 of the match, and it is. The first 6 of the match, the first 6 of the World Cup. Inside edge, and that could be 4 runs. 4 runs, Kadil can't cut it off. Could be very dangerous for Pakistan. That's another 4.
And this one is full round with wicket. Fine shot by Guru Singh. 6 runs. Superb hit.
Golden. That's the wicket Pakistan wanted. Guru Singh.
Mansoor Akhtar swing the ball. And that's 4 runs.
Up in the air, and he's got him. Mahanama is out. Miandad has caught him at mid-wicket, and this bowling change by Imran has proved brilliant and successful. There it is, 189 for 6. That's what you call superb, instinctive, innovative, and brilliant captain.
Left hand, the last 2 balls he tried to go the away one. That's the better one.
And that is caught behind and is gone, Ravi Ratnake. So 2 wide balls, and then he gets a wicket off the third.
Akram bowling, and that's played out to the deep cover area. They're coming back for a second. That could be close. That has been a direct hit. Ramesh Raja facing. Slow ball. It's up in the air. He could be out short. And yes, he is. Great catch by Mudassar.
Brilliant, spectacular, and magnificent. So the 8th wicket is down. Being cheered by the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
governor, and the 11 per over. Simple mathematics. De Silva facing Imran. Out to mid-wicket. 4 runs. So 235 for 8. And that's going to be 4 runs. And this match coming alive. And that's played beautifully. And it's a 6. What a great shot.
That's a wonderful shot. That is a fantastic shot.
Incredible shot there. He's bowled him. Clean bowl. De Silva chancing his arm, and it's Imran's 100th wicket. And what an important wicket it is for Pakistan. And of course he reaches the landmark of 100 wickets on one-day international. 250, 1 for 9. A great inning by De Silva. The Pakistan fielders relieved, and Imran in particular happy and very relieved. A standing ovation for his 100 wickets. John now facing Wasim Akram, the last over beginning. Only a single. That could be a run out. And it is. It's all over. Imran didn't even throw the ball to the bowler's end. He just ran up to the wicket, had the bails of good presence of mind, and 252 all out. Pakistan have won by 15 runs. Their opening encounter in the 1987 World Cup.
In reply, Sri Lanka, especially Roshan, took the challenge very seriously. He scored beautiful 89 in 117 balls with 7 fours and a 6. This is his second ever 50. He has passed Sri Lanka's best score in World Cups, 72 of Brandan Kurapu against Pakistan in 1983. At one point it seems Sri Lanka in a run to score their first ever World Cup 100. But Imran's surprise bowling change ruined that opportunity. However, Roshan scored the first ever 6 of the tournaments, and that is the first ever 6 hits by a batsman in World Cup, outside England region. Sri Lankan seniors falls cheaply. But Sri Lankan 3As, Arjuna, Asanka, and Ravinda gave them a good reply. Arjuna starts accelerating the score before he departs. Young Asanka, who promoted before Ravinda, scored quick 37. This is the same ground which he got his first ever one-day cap before 2 years. Ravinda, scored 42 off 32 with 3 fours and a 6, was the last hope for Sri Lanka and fallen as Imran's 100th victim. 9 players passed this milestone before Imran, and he is the second Pakistani, after Mudassir Nazar, to achieve this. So, after gallant fight, Sri Lanka got them all out for 252 runs. Which gives 15 runs victory to Pakistan in the first game. Everyone thought it will be a cakewalk for Pakistan. But Sri Lankan team gave a real value for spectators' money. This showcases how tight the Group B is going to be. Miandad, for his 100, was adjudicated as the man of the match. So, Pakistan placed in the table with their 4 points. Next match, Sri Lanka will be meeting mighty West Indies in Karachi. Let's find out in next episode.